Hey, what's up, and welcome back to another episode of Music Culture Daily. I'm your host, Maurice. Please like, comment, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for notifications. First, before we get started, let's give a shout out to the legendary vinyl wall behind me. All right, now let's get right into the video. On today's video, I want to come to you guys and make a quick video and talk about the song God Did. Particularly, I want to talk about the Jay-Z verse. It's been making a lot of rounds on social media. A lot of people been giving reactions and talking about it. So I just want to give my brief, quick reaction, my opinion on the verse. It's been getting a lot of hype. It was a build up to it. DJ Khaled been talking about it for weeks, maybe a month or so now. Everybody was saying that heard it, saying this was Jay-Z's best verse in a long time. So a lot of people was anticipating it, and I was one of them. So I got a chance to hear the album, got a chance to hear the song. The song also features guest appearances from Lil Wayne and Rick Ross and John Legend as well, so definitely check it out. But yeah, but for me as a Jay-Z fan, I liked the verse. The verse was cool. It was a nice verse. It was dope for what it was. This is Jay-Z we talking about. I've been a Jay-Z fan since 1996, since day one, throughout the 90s and 2000s and the Rockefeller days, whatever. I probably heard all Jay-Z verses, or damn near all of them, and definitely listened to all his albums. So I'm a Jay-Z fan. So this coming from a true Jay-Z fan. He's one of my favorite artists. But this verse right here really didn't do it for me. It really didn't hit like the build up was for it. They made it sound like it was the verse of the decade or whatever. But the verse was cool. It had its highlights. He name dropped a few people on the verse. The verse is actually 4 minutes long, so it's pretty lengthy. But the verse was cool, but it's definitely not Jay-Z's best verse that we've heard, or his best verse in the last few years, or the last 10 years, or whatever. The verse is not better than Jay-Z's verse that he spit on Drake's album on the song Pound Cake. That verse was incredible. I love that verse from Jay-Z. This verse that he have on God Did, it was cool. It was okay. It had some highlights on there. I like the verse that when he mentioned Kanye West and Rihanna and LeBron, all of them basically coming from under him, all becoming billionaires. I thought that was a dope line. But pretty much everything else was cool. Jay-Z, he does a lot of double entendres and stuff when he rapping, so you got to really pay attention to what he's really saying. But it was a good verse all in all. This Jay-Z, I mean, it wasn't whack by any means, but for them to be hyping it up, I hold Jay-Z to a higher standard, man, because I've been rocking with Hov, rocking with Jay since the beginning. I'm a true fan. I've been listening to Jay on features when he was featured on Juvenile's 1998 classic 400 Degrees on the Han remix, and when a lot of people may not know, he was on Silk the Shaka's album back in 1999. Jay-Z was featured on that on Silk the Shaka Made Man album, and he had features in the 90s with Changing Faces and everything. Like a lot of these features that a lot of people may not even know that Jay-Z was even on these songs. So I go back with that perspective of Jay-Z. And Jay-Z has a lot of great songs, a lot of great albums, a lot of great features, but this one didn't really hit it for me, in my opinion. I've heard better. To me personally, I think Lil Wayne verse was better than his on that song. I definitely think this wasn't the best verse on the album. Jadakiss got a song on this album as well. His verse, his song was dope. I think a lot of people overreact to everything Jay-Z does in this day and age in the music climate, because he's not as active as he used to be. He hasn't released the album in over 5 years, so I think people are just hungry and craving for anything Jay-Z related. So if he drop a verse, it's gonna get overanalyzed, it's gonna get overhyped. People gonna go crazy on social media, on Twitter, and I overhype it. I'm just assuming that's in my opinion, but I just think everything Jay-Z does is just get overanalyzed and overhyped from a rap perspective. Some of his verses as of late have been real hit or miss for me. Some of them been cool, but some of them been, not his best. It's just, to me, it seemed like Jay-Z is saving his best songs, his best verses for his upcoming album that probably he's working on secretly or whatever. That's what it seemed like to me. It seemed like he's not giving his all on these songs. It seemed like he's giving a lot of, throwaway bars and a lot of throwaway lines, and he's saving his best bars and best songs and lyrics for his album that's probably coming, because I'm sure he's gonna drop an album sooner or later. But like I said though, but this song right here is good. It's a dope song. Rick Ross definitely had a great verse. Lil Wayne verse was great. I think Lil Wayne verse was too short in my opinion. It seemed like it was cut short for some reason. But Jay-Z, they let Jay-Z have a 4-minute long verse, so it's pretty lengthy. But yeah, definitely check it out. It's a great song. Check it out if you haven't already. I just wanted to give my 2 cents, my opinion, because I know a lot of people have been reacting to it on social media and been talking about it. And a lot of people been, to me, overhyping it because it's Jay-Z, of course. If it was any other rapper, a lot of people wouldn't pay no attention to this verse like that. But it was cool, but it wasn't nothing to write home about. It wasn't, that amazing in my opinion. Definitely wasn't the best verse in the last, 10 years. Wasn't the best verse of the decade or anything like that. And it's coming from a real Jay-Z fan. I've been a Jay-Z fan since day one, man. And like I said, it definitely wasn't better than the verse that Andre 3000 gave Kanye just last year on the Donda album, on the song Life of the Party. I think that's the name of it, when they were talking about their moms, and the verse that Andre 3000 gave to Kanye for that. That verse is easily better than this verse that Jay-Z did on God Did. God Did, I think that's the name of the song. It's easily better, and I could just name a lot of verses that I've heard. And like I said, Jay-Z had better verses that I've heard from him. And like I said, I just hold to a higher standard than most people, because I'm a real Jay-Z fan, being with Jay since day one, being a fan. Heard a lot of Jay-Z songs and stuff like that. But that's just my opinion. You let me know what your opinion is. It's just similar to, basically, before I wrap it up, it's like I'm just thinking back to the song of last year off the DJ Khaled song with him and Nas, Sorry Not Sorry. In my opinion, I think Nas' verse was better than Jay-Z's, but like I said, Jay-Z is Jay-Z, and people, anything he says, people just go crazy for, especially that he's not that active. Nas has been real active lately and dropping albums, but I digress on that. But I think it was a cool song, nice song. Definitely wasn't nothing to get too overhyped about, but that's just my opinion. You let me know in the comment section what you think if you haven't listened to it, but we can discuss it there. But until next time, please continue to keep pushing the culture forward, and I'll catch you guys later.